Hey peeps, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing another train with me. This time it is, what are your favourite SSO theories? I did post, a video on TikTok, about the, what's your favourite SSO theories. I did kind of put only favourite in there because I don't really think people have that many SSO theories. Especially with the main story quest and how it's kind of like just had a massive cliffhanger and nobody really knows what's going to be happening next, and that's kind of just like StarStable's choice. It's like nobody really knows and people can only kind of guess. The video didn't really do that good, so I feel like this video is kind of a fail. So yeah, like the algorithm right now on TikTok is just absolutely shit. I don't really know why, and I don't know how long for, but yeah. Like, I still actually have people commenting on the question I did. Literally, like, I think a few months ago. I don't even remember how many months ago, but it was quite a few months ago. Anyways, let's start. The first one we have is Sabine was gonna have a girlfriend called Dakota Store Rider, but that idea was scrapped. Girl, we know who you are. And first off, you literally stole this from me. Like, this is not a theory. This is you, Simpno versus Bean. I actually made a video about how Katya had a wife, but they scrapped it, which is not true, by the way. Yeah, and girl, you quite literally stole that from me. Don't even lie. I still strongly believe Margaret is Pandoric because I believe the mother is somewhat tied to Pandoria. And yes, I know mages gave Marching House Pandoric resources, but why specifically would mages give Marching House Pandoric resources? I strongly believe that either Margaret's mother is tied to it somewhat, yes. I am delusional, okay, let go dream. Go! I agree with you, even though I don't know who Marge is. I'm sorry, I don't know who is that. Anyways, I kind of believe that all the nobles are kind of Pandoric in some way. Because they do, like, use this Pandoric, they do have Pandoric resources. They literally give us a Pandoric lance. But I feel like this kind of connects to that one theory that I saw a few months ago. That was, like, the person who, like the first quest, it's like this, I don't even know how to explain it. At the start of the storyline, we couldn't really actually get into Marching House yet, and we had to kind of help this man who said that somebody spoke really highly of us, and some people think, I saw a theory going around saying that they think the person is Idris who said that, who is Pandoric. So, and I remember them saying something like, how Idris wants us to kind of save the nobles and the witches. And, like, somehow, like, he's tied to it as well. Which I feel like kind of goes with your one. So, yeah, I do definitely agree with that. When Idris does the what? What does he do? Like, this one, I'm just like, what? Where? I don't understand this one. But, yeah, that's one for my mutuals too. Well, Linda and Alex are together. Honestly, I don't really think this is a theory. I just think this person just, like, shipping two characters together, which is completely fine. But, like, I was just like, Alex is with Maya, you know? Like, she's not with Linda, like, they're best friends. Well, I mean, unless, like, secretly they're just having, like, all three of them just having a threesome, which I don't really believe, but, you know, maybe. What happened to the statue from Guardiansdale? This one. I was going to talk about this one after, but I'm glad you brought this one up. I completely agree with this one. I want to know so badly what happened, because that statue, the broken one, is quite literally the one that belongs to our starter horse. Like, that is literally, like, our statue. I was like, why is it broken? Like, what's going on? Like, what happened? because I'm just like, that is something I want to know so badly, and I hope and dream that Star Stable, like, does something about it, that they let us know, you know? Because I'm just like, I need to know why. I need to, like, that's how it was. That belonged to our starter. I want to know what those fridge doors are. This one, this has been like a mystery for like years, since like the start of Star Stable. Like, it's always been there. Basically, there's a bunch of like these fridge doors scattered around Yorick. I think there's like 5 of them. I'm not too sure. I think there's 5. But basically, yeah, nobody knows what they go to. I remember sometime in the main quest, Mrs. Holdsworth was literally going to explain it to us. But then I think it was like Concord who wanted to play with us. And he literally sent us to race with Concord, while Mrs. Holdsworth told the other Soul Riders about the fridge doors. And I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, we were so close to knowing. And yeah, I don't think Star Stable wants us to know. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't have anything for it. But yeah, it was such a bummer. And it's been a mystery for years. And I think most of the community wants to know. Like, most of the community wants to know what's going on here. There have been a few theories about it, but girl, I just thought this person almost sat on the horse. There have been a few theories about it, but I don't remember them. Like, they're so old, and I haven't watched videos like that in forever. So, yeah. The fridge doors are just different entrances to the Dark Core base oil rig. Wait. We were literally just talking about the fridge doors, but I actually love this one. Like, that is so true, because isn't like the base supposed to be underground, or it's supposed to be, even though it's like miles out at sea? Like, you know, even though they would literally be useless now, the oil rig is literally destroyed. But I do like that one, especially I'm pretty sure when you get close to the fridge doors, it makes the sound of when like one of the goons like catches you. Like, I'm pretty sure that is the same sound. So, it technically could be connected to the Dark Core. Especially with, drilling downwards, because they, like, need Yorick's, like, resources. And so does GED. So it could also be technically, connected to GED as well. So yeah, that is actually an amazing one. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these are amazing, except for the ones that are joking in my comment sections. I still think Katya helped droids in the past. I don't really think she did. Like, I don't know. Knowing her lore and just her, I don't think she has. Like, no, I don't know. I don't think so. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, sorry if I sound a bit different. I lost my microphone, but the next one is, something I had with one of my mutuals. Just a theory that they gave me. Shit, I only have the Lisa is Aideen Reborn theory. Honestly, I prefer this theory over what's actually canon, which is our character is the reincarnation of Aideen. I don't like that lore because it feels like they just want to make Catherine, which is Justin's mother, seem like relevant to the story, and I'm just like, no, I hate it. I would rather have Lisa be Aideen Reborn, but also because it just fits her much better, I think. Yeah, I just feel like it fits her so much more better than us. I believe Mercy is a Vala witch, not just of the Salter's Coven, but a literal Vala. Proof is that she spoke in the name of the Vala. By the Vala, was I wrong? That one, I think. Another witch in the Salter's Coven spoke in the name of the Vala. I did notice that when I was doing that quest. I was just like, the Vala? Like, why are you talking about her for? Well, them for. It's like, they're just bunch of sisters, aren't they? I was just like, what the hell? It's like, you know the roles? Okay. But yeah, I do think she is one. I think they are all like different types of witches. Well, like, at least there are different types of witches. Like, you know, there's those witches, the Soltis Cavern witches, there's the Vala witches, and I don't know if Mrs. Hardsworth and Pye have like a Pacific witch, or if they're just like regular witches. Obviously, then you've got the Ice Witch as well. I don't know, maybe there's just different type of witches as well in there. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how many different witches there are in Star Stable. Unfortunately, nobody else actually gave me any more theories, so instead I'm going to be telling you mine. First one is, well, it's not really a theory. I don't know, is it a theory or not? I basically made a law for my character that Garnock and Aideen are like my character's like parents. Like, you know, when Aideen was like coming here, she actually crashed into Garnock, like light and dark crashed into each other, and our character is like Vaughn, which I liked. And basically, when they got on Jorvik, Aideen like left, and our starter was just kind of left with this baby. Yeah. And I feel like that would be like how you'd get like the guardian horses, because the soul horses are called guardian horses. And yeah, I think that makes much more sense on why there's no way girl just tried to fish her. Well, there's no way. What am I even saying anymore? I feel like that would mean there's a way that we're kind of like connected to Garnock, because obviously in the last main quest, we like had to do something with the light ceremony book, and like we literally helped them free Garnock. Like, we're literally the key to freeing Garnock, and I'm just like, what the hell? Just like, how? Just like, could mean we're his blood. But yeah, basically that was the law I gave my character, and I kind of call it a theory because I feel like it would be cool. But yeah. Also, I want Marching Cast to be connected to the main story quest. I'm not really sure how. I kind of came up with, cause you know how the Blight is actually not permanent. Like, you can't actually get rid of it. Like, all you can do is, like, do this, like, spell, and you'll, like, set it back a bit, make it slow down. But you can't actually get rid of it at all. And I was just like, that is so unfair. But I feel like it gives room for it to somehow be in the main story quest. I was just like, how would it be in the main story quest? Like, what could you do? Then I was talking to one of my other mutuals, and we both thought of how, like, the Soul Riders could, like, somehow help. I don't know how, but, like, somehow the Soul Riders get involved in it. And yeah, and somehow we could all make the Blight go away, which would be amazing. But yeah, I don't actually fully know how it would work. I feel like I have such a theory block. I don't even know if that's even a thing. But like, you know, when you just like can't think of anything. Like, you can give like little things, but you can't really think of much. I blame the main story quest just ending on such a cliffhanger. I'm just like, what the hell? Don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't even know, have I said this before? Have I mentioned it? I think, in the next main quest, we are going to have a meeting with the druids / keepers of Aideen. Because, girl, so much happened last main quest. It's actually kind of insane, and I feel like we would have to talk about that. If not, hopefully we'll be seeing the Dark Riders, because obviously they left. And yeah, I also am hoping sometime in the future we work with the Dark Riders again, you know, because last main quest they left like I said. And basically they just don't want to do anything. Like, they refused to work with Darko anymore because they're tired, they don't want to do anymore. So you never know, maybe they'll be like, go against Garnock and help us, which it sounds so silly because they've been like our enemies for so long that it feels kind of like weird to like think that they would be like good, Also, Mr. Sand's coming back. I don't believe he's dead. Like, I don't think they would like, I don't think they would like just throw him out like that, just like kill him off so randomly. Especially since like Garnock made him like immortal and everything. He lived for like hundreds of years. I think it was like 200. I don't really remember right now, but yeah, he like lived for so long, like being, what was he even to Garnock? Oh, he helped Garnock though. I don't really remember, but yeah, I just don't think they would like kill him off like that, especially with how they joked about his death, being like, they made like some sort of video about it. StarStable did. So yeah, I just don't think he's dead. I think he's somehow going to come back. I don't know, maybe that would be how Darko goes, because I despise that man. But at every like little piece of my soul, I despise him, hate him so much. He needs to go. I also have a theory that I posted over a year ago. Well, I posted it on TikTok, and maybe I should share that one with you guys, because even though I'm not sure about it anymore, but it was a great theory, and I want to share it. So, this theory is about our characters having something to do with the Dark Rise, unleashing Garnock, but unfortunately in a being sacrificed way. So first I'm going to talk about the quest when we first met Alyssa. When we went to the Gil's Gap, it kind of seemed like the Dark Rise, didn't care that we were there, and obviously Katya was the only one with a valid response. But what I think is most important is Mr. Sands denying Katya of killing us. I'm not reading what he said. I feel like Mr. Sands explicitly told the Dark Rise not to attack us because he knows something about our characters. And I also remember a playing saying, it's actually believable that while we didn't see Mr. Sands for quite some time, he could have gathered more information and details of what to be done for the ritual, and it would make sense that we might be sort of requirement for it, perhaps as a bait, as an unwitting trap, or as a sacrifice. And it's also still fitting to Miss Sands as a schemer. It isn't impossible for him and the Duchess to think that they already have a plan or means so carefully devised to beat us that it doesn't matter if we hear about it or not, that we won't be able to avoid it anyway. Also, in the vision we had in the quest, it talks about seeing your fate, but the strange part is that your character isn't there. Not like how they were at the start of the game, which basically at the start of the game there was like this new quest, and it was like the exact same dream, but right in that top picture, our character was slam in the middle. Also, the bottom picture, our character was there. Like, you were there. And in the second one, they were not. There's also the abrupt ending of the quest at Cape Sorrow, because lots of players think it feels weird, especially as we all had to take the trailer from there as there was no other way out. I remember seeing a player suggest that perhaps Darko deliberately transported us there to actually entrap us, so that maybe we can't leave until they release Garnock and use us for whatever purpose they want during the ritual. And we also know that the Dark Ride is used to sacrifice horses to try to unleash Garnock. This is one time StarStable shows us that in the Haunted Trail ride. Another time is in the lore book you have. It's of Big Bonnie's past and experience of working for Mr. Sands. I'm going to read this one. I couldn't ignore it how the more clones I created, the more human workers disappeared. After a while, it felt like like it was just me and the sea clones on the oil rig. I was almost getting used to my new way of life until I heard it. The cries of horses and cackles of humans ring throughout the metallic shell of the base. The noise pierced my ears like the sound of cogs grinding together. Curiosity got the best of me, and I snuck out from my bunk, determined to find answers. What I saw changed my life forever. Mr. Sands and four shadowy figures standing in the middle of our platform, towering over them was a whole towering sight, a portal to another place, swirling with emptiness, emitting the cries of horses I heard from my bunk. Before I could process what I was seeing, they turned around, horning in on me like an eagle to a mouse. Instinct kicked in, and I fled, running down to the bottom decks, where I grabbed a rickety rowboat and beelined out of there. The last sight I saw was Mr. Sands and the four shadowy figures standing at the edge of the platform, watching me row away. He saw, he knew, and now my life is in danger. The only other time I can think of when the Dark Riders were sacrificing horses to unleash Monarch is in StarStableOnline Legacy. Catya wanted Alex to give her tin can so Alex could have James back, and the reason for this is because the Dark Riders sought the Soul Riders' horses because they believed the horses possessed a unique connection to the magic Soul Riders, which they intended to exploit for their own dark purposes. I'm pretty sure those dark purposes is unleashing Garnock. I think that Miss Sands thinks that instead of using us as Instead of using the Soul Steeds, that maybe they could use us, especially since our character has all four powers, and maybe they could exploit that in a way. There is also the fact that our characters are the reincarnation of 18. Maybe Mr. Sands found that out and thought that we maybe need to overwhelm the light, as in we are the light they are going to use. I feel like the last thing I'm going to talk about isn't a part of this day, but I still wanted to talk about it. I remember months ago, back in September, I think StarStable posted a TikTok about this mugging competition, but for the Dark Riders, and I noticed that in the background it looked like they were at Guardian's Day. I'm not sure if this was intentional or they were just placed there for the video, but something tells me that they are going to be unleashing Garnock there, especially since they are doing the light ceremony reverse, so it would only make sense that it's happening there. Oh, this is my proof. But yeah, it was at Guardian's Day. You could go to the video if you want to, because I'm not showing you every Dark Rider just to see the background, because I'm pretty sure you get my point. My friend Nicole also told me that she thinks Herman was foreshadowing in his dialogue. I think this could go with my theory, because when the story guide came up, he was talking about the character's purpose in the story, and also the missing statue is our start horse. Also, if we do something with unleashing Garnock and the Dark Riders are going to be doing the light ceremony reverse, then I think it would make sense if you understand what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if any of this is true anymore, because StarStable had to take a break from the main story because they had some problems, but they are thankfully working on it now. I'm not saying I know why they had to take a break, but I think the problem they had was that if we are going to be sacrificed or something, we won't be able to fight Garnock. So maybe they needed to work of how that's going to work. I know that we are going to be battle with Garnock. So right now in the main story, the Soulers are training to go into battle, and also Alex says it. I was so locked in back then, oh my days. I think the craziest part about that entire video, because like, yes, that is on my TikTok. I think it's on my Instagram as well. I'm not really sure. The weirdest part is how I only got like a few things wrong. Like most of that was literally correct, and I was so close from what actually happened in the last main story quest. And I remember being so pissed off that we weren't the ones that were getting sacrificed. I was not happy. If you want to, you can watch my the main story quest video. I've got like an entire playlist of my main story quest videos, so you should watch them. They're very peak, they're very cool. But yeah, I was just, that theory, I'm just like, whoa. When I say like this theory block where I just like can't think of anything, it's because that what I was absolutely getting it in, which I do have to kind of credit like the other players and Dakota, because I obviously took a bit of inspo from them as well. But this theory was mostly made up by me, but those players and Dakota do have to be credited for it, because yeah, they helped a lot. I do have 2 other theories. This one is a theory by Champagne Cat 99 on Reddit. Anyone else think that Soulrise and the Dark Rise might team up against Garnock? Hear me out. Also, if you can hear like anything in the background, just know that it's a fan. Champagne 99's theory is that the Vision, the Soulrise and Dark Rise are actually making a possible alliance instead of being face to face with each other. In this part of the vision, we see the Dark Rise and Soulrise racing towards this light. Champagne Cat 99 said it looks like they are going to war as a united front. Then we see Orisa galloping towards us from the opposite direction, alone with Garnock. Champagne Cat 99's theory is that Orisa is too unhinged and dangerous. After realizing that, and the real danger Garnock is, Dark Riders team up with the Soul Riders to save Yorick. The Dark Riders' reason for this is because Orisa is clearly not liked by the other Dark Riders. She doesn't want to belong either. She's crazy and powerful enough to turn on her own teammates too. The Dark Riders are not pure evil, but corrupted and quite misunderstood. Mr. Sands recruited them and manipulated them, probably not giving them the full truth about Garnock and the danger he represents. Which, whoa. I do kind of like that theory. I like that theory a lot. Like, if it means I get to team up with the Dark Riders, you know I'm gonna be taking it. Yeah, I love it so much. I do feel like it's a theory that would come much later on, but also with the fact that in the last main quest, the Dark Riders kind of just like left Darko, I feel like it would give it a bit more reason why it could happen. But yeah, it would definitely be something that would happen way like further in the main quest, you know? The next one is like more of a story and something that I would want to happen in the main story quest. Doesn't mean it will, but it's something I would want, and I do consider a theory myself. This was the true end after so many near misses. Darko in all his psychotic glory stood before the 4 Soul Riders, while the 5th was restricted by his one-armed chokehold. A syringe filled with bright green viscous liquid pointed at the veins on her neck. Dark horse serum, and a perfect version at that, according to Darko. One dosage delivered IV of that poison would be enough to allow him to mend her mind in his hands and modify her body as he saw fit. Having the very same power that Aiden brought the island into existence with and utilized to imprison Garnock all at his disposal. He was so close to crafting his true magnum opus, the reason behind the extensive research to the perfect drug, his perfect weapon. The Soul Riders could do nothing. One step forward from any of them, Darko warned, and he would plunge the needle straight into their friend's neck. Do nothing and, well, you could delay the I can actually not speak. Inevitable. Either way, Aiden's power was going to fall into his hands, and there was nothing they could do about it. Seems we've all come to an agreement, yes? Darko smirked, his voice littered and nearly playful. Don't worry, my dear, the pain won't last too long. He spoke into the bit's ear. in an ill-mannered attempt to soothe her trembling and quiet sobs. All that incessantly flashed through her mind was Mr. Admir, what he became. Don't know if I said his name right. Darko slowly brought the needle closer to his target vein, his signature smirk seeming to grow closer and closer to his eyes the closer he became to the injection site. He was just having too much fun to make it any quicker. The fifth squirmed, jolting her head and body in a feeble attempt to release herself from his grip. However, his grip strength was seemingly unhuman and did not match his average build. She realized then that that he was more than likely the type to be above experimenting his own drug on himself. The deep track scars up his arms from years of injection abuse proved her theory. There was truly no way out. 5, 4, 3, Darko nearly whispered in her ear, and during the psychological torment he was delivering, joy encapsulated his heart. Soon he would have what he worked so hard for. His counting was cut off by the sudden inability to speak due to lack of oxygen, deliverance to his lungs. Both of his arms went limp, allowing the fifth soul rider to escape his grasp. She lunged forward and tripped, falling on the ground and rolling over, body and mind still locked in a complete state of shock. Looking up at her previous captor, she figured the hallucination was just a side effect of shock, but peering around at the Soul Riders' faces, who were equally as horrified and struck, unsure of what to do, she knew the scene before her was not merely a psychological creation. Darko, so now having dropped out of his hand and long forgotten, grasped and scratched desperately at his neck as a long purple tentacle slowly wrapped itself tighter and tighter around his neck, its snake-like movements reaching closer and closer to his chin. With one hard tug, another tentacle that had wrapped itself around his midsection pulled him down to the ground, the man landing on his back with a hard thud. As Darko blinked the tears of shock away from his eyes in an attempt to clear his fading vision, he felt every last drop of blood drained from his head, and it wasn't due to only his constriction. A man peered down at him, a smirk with much more respect and power behind it than his own plastered on his face. The wrinkled features and one bright green eye, starshine legacy look, were two things that Darko would recognize anywhere, and he despised the beholder of them for years. Did you really think my master would kill me so easily? Did you think that I would let power that belongs to me fall into your hands? Mr. Sand smiled in finality. Had he stepped on the venom's mouth below him with his foot, slowly applying more and more pressure, the enthralling feeling of facial and slowly cracking beneath his weight. His 4 subordinates circled around him, an equally bright gleam in their eyes at the beholding of Darko's torture. You fool. Whoa. I love that story so much, and to the person who made that, I actually love you. Like, oh my gosh. But, yeah, I have all 3 of those posted on my TikTok. Obviously, 2 of them aren't mine, one of them is. I remember for the last one, someone was in my freaking comment section being like, you guys are so gullible, this would never happen. I was like, never said it was gonna happen. Just said I wanted it to happen. Never said it was going to. But, like, the person, like, kept trying to argue with it, and was just so immature and rude about it. And I was just like, what the actual fuck is this person trying to do? Like, what? Anyways, we have gotten to the end of the video. I'm now just waiting for my championship. I hope you have enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Maybe follow me on TikTok and Instagram. The links are in my Linktree and store page, which are in the description below. I hope you have all had an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.